What is happening, guys? Cowboy here, and welcome back to another farming guide for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. So this is a late game oriented farm. A typical run takes about 3 minutes and you'll net 10 to 15 spirit emblems, over 500 gold, and 1500 spirit points. So, spoilers as we take a look at the travel menu, of course, but as you can see, we are at the main hall of Senpo Temple. Now once you get to this area, also make sure that you open up this door right here, because that is going to be essential to the run. But we're going to be popping both a spirit balloon and a wealth balloon before we start, just for a baseline so you can see what my skill points, my emblems, and my gold are currently at. So let's pop this, and out we go. So there's two Naginata guys that are already going to start chasing you. That's what that arrow represents. You can ignore them. Like, honestly, they won't be able to catch up, but just kill and move. And what's great about this run is if you're not in a full sprint, you can actually get up and pretty much death blow every enemy on the path. With the rare exception, just kind of based on how fast you're going. Some enemies may turn around, some may not. But as you can see so far, the only guy that we weren't able to get a death blow on was that one dude. Guy right at the start. Pretty late game, by the way, so obviously, you know, I'm not really, like, combat is pretty much just attack, be on your way. Big boys. I don't recommend doing an aerial death blow on these guys. It just makes things a little bit louder for whatever reason. Doing the ground death blows, this guy doesn't end up aggroing, and you don't want him to aggro, because if he aggroes, the wolves below are going to aggro, and that is a huge spot for all of our spirit. So this next part, if you have the Ichimoji, it's going to be really useful. You just want something that's going to do AoE damage, and the Ichimoji is great to that extent. Now you could use something like the flames, of course, but you know, then you're using up your spirit emblems, which are part of the farm here. So I like using a sword skill that doesn't cost spirit emblems. Just find it a little bit easier that way. I'm gonna go on over here for the last part of the run. These enemies in particular are super easy to kill if you just jump at them. You're able to get death blows. Now there is a mini boss right down there where you see those guys hanging out actually, so of course when I said late game, you know, you'll need to make sure that you had already cleared this. But if you're at this area, if you've made it all the way to the temple, I'm assuming that you would have cleared the mini bosses along the way. Come here. Stop running. And you can see our buffs are just now running out. The buffs last roughly 3 minutes, which coincidentally is the duration of this video. And so all in all, after the run, you can see we're now up to 4690 on our skill points. We have 57 emblems and 2900 gold. So all in all, not a bad loop for 3 minutes. You know, once you're done, obviously, you can just take your homeward idol, go on out. And there's a couple different areas in the game you could farm. The one reason that this area is so effective, in my opinion, is as long as you keep your pacing right, you're able to run on out there, and the majority of enemies aren't going to be alerted, which allows you to effectively just go through even faster. I'm going to do one more loop, just for the sake of transparency here, you know, make sure it wasn't like a fluke or anything. Go out. One thing I want to point out, I would not recommend using possession during this at all. I know possession, you know, it's like, oh, well, I could possess and then help it fight stuff for me. But the thing is, when you do possession, you don't get the loot from that enemy until after they've finally died, like come out of their possessive state. So because of that, it's better to not possess at all, and that way you're able to just get loot as, you know, as you kill enemies. Stop it. already aggroed. See if the wolves aggro. Yep, they have. That's okay. Even if the wolves aggro, you can still kill them. It's just a little bit slower, and you'll just run along this path and take them out as they come. Damn geckos. Always the little guys. That's nope. Here. Get over to these guys before my buff runs out. If you're just starting out with this run and you find that you're not doing well on time, I'd also recommend skipping the wolves. The wolves don't drop gold at all, but they are great for farming up spirit emblems, which is why I included them. But all in all, if you're just interested in farming up gold, definitely skip the wolves after these guys. There's some of the helmet head bros in the area right next door, so you can go after them. Suck it all on up. There we go. Ended up getting a skill point, an extra 671 backed up to 70 spirit emblems, and close to 3,500 gold. So definitely a nice, very quick run that you're able to repeat, rinse and repeat pretty simply. But either way, guys, thanks for coming on by. As I mentioned, I still plan on doing a more overview guide for Sekiro, so keep your eyes out for that, and I'll see you next time.